Let me explain how you can get high paying clients after watching this video with no ads. If you're starting from ground zero, or you're not, or maybe you have one or two clients, low ticket, maybe some mid tickets, but you haven't really scaled past that maybe 5K mark consistently or at all, right? I'm going to give you straight value. I don't really have a full step-by-step agenda what I want to talk to you about, but I have a good chunk that I'm going to give you all my years of experience, hundreds of thousands of dollars spent on mentorship programs, ads, and everything, and thousands of calls taken with coaches, right? So buckle up. If you are not an action taker, if you cannot just consume this video and just hear me talk about something that you want done, then I'd rather you just log off, unsubscribe, leave the community wherever you're watching this, and very simple. But if you're an action taker, if you are watching my videos, you're consuming this content, you strike me as someone that wants to get results. So not that long ago, they tell you a little quick story, okay? Pay attention. I know it's hard in our market, but pay attention, okay? I'll be very quick. I was on a call with this coach months ago. And I was like, let me help this coach out. I'm not going to say who the coach was or whatever, right? And this coach is struggling. Been struggling for years. Bouncing around from funnel to funnel, just kind of YouTube to YouTube channel, person to person. And I was like, okay, cool. Like, do you have an ad budget? She said, I don't have an ad budget. I have zero. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, how many outreach do you do? And then she was like, I don't really do that much outreach. I'm like, okay, well, why don't you do outreach if you don't have money for ads? She's like, well, I post content. I'm like, well, posting content is slower. Like, especially organic, right? Because not to say organic doesn't work, but organic is very slow, right? Because the analogy that I use with organic and paid ads is like this, right? Both will get you to your destination, right? Organic is like a stallion horse, right? Paid ads is like a Lamborghini. How fast do you want to get to your destination? Right? Because you'll get there, right? Just how fast, right? Because organic, you're kind of hoping that the algorithm picks you up and, Meta shows the right people, which it will to a certain degree, but it just be very slow, in my opinion. And this coach was like, oh, yeah, I don't really do that. I don't want to be spammy when I do messages. I don't want to do, I was like, okay, cool. Like, have you ran through your warm audience? This coach said yes, right? And this next part's going to be very, really helpful for you, the coaches that are going to consume this content and really dial in, okay? I asked, I was like, okay, well, what about cold outreach? Do you follow people that don't know you? Do you message them? And this coach said, no, I don't. I'm like, why not? Well, because, I don't want to work with that quality people. I don't want to be spammy. I'm like, what? Like, here's the thing, right? What I'm about to tell you, right? If you have no money, if you already went through your warm audience, you should have no shame, right? How I was able to scale from, I would say, 0 to 20K when I first started this coaching business, right? Which now it's well over 60K a month, was by cold outreaching. How I won the Alex Hormozi School Games competition was by, cold outreach in the beginning, right? So it's typically like, I'll give you my formula of what I do and what I teach in Client OS. And of course, if you need help getting any guaranteed results working with us, there's a link down below to book call me and my team if you qualify. So what I did was very simple. If I utilize my phone, right? This is my 0 to 20K method that I use to go, right? As a coach, I was just starting. I grabbed my phone, I went on Instagram, I searched up, competitors, people that were in my niche, went through all their followers, and then I liked, I went to their likes, I went to their followers, and I just seen who was following them. If they were a good lead, I would follow them, like it, reply to their story, message them. I would do that every single day, right? Is it tedious? Yes. Here's the real-time metrics you need to look for when you're doing cold, right? And I want you to really zone in. Like, if you have no money for ads, you have very, very little money for ads or none at all, you got to do warm outreach, right? But eventually you're going to run dry of your list, right? You're like, okay, well, how do I get more leads? You got to be seen, right? Because majority of coaches, from the thousands and thousands of calls that I've taken, have a peer advertisement problem. No one knows about you, or not enough people know about you, which is most of the time, not enough people know about you, right? Because most of the time, even if the offer is bad, majority of coaches I talk to, there is a market, just not framed well. But anyways, what I would do is I would go do that every single day. Real time metrics. There you go. Sorry, I forgot, lost my train of thought. Was if I send 100 cold messages out, cold, okay, whether the story replies, whether they're just messages, and 100 people see the message. Keywords, see the message, because a lot of you guys will send a message out and then only 10 people will see. That's not enough data, because some people you get locked in the general folder, the requested. This if you do it on TikTok, Facebook, whatever, right? Same exact metrics. You will book about 1 or 2 people. It's a lot of volume. It's a lot. Like, at the time of this video, I have a big ad budget, right? But I didn't start off this way, right? A lot of coaches, when I talk to them on calls, are like, they ask me, what can I do? Like, the better question they should be asking, and even if it's just not me, if it's someone that's at the level that they want to be, is, what would you do if you were in my situation? And that is exactly what I would do. And I did it every single day. I did that in a variety of different coaches offers. I did that when I was just when I was just a fitness coach, right? Well, I scaled that fitness coaching business to, I was in person, then I went online, but the in person was 0 to 15K per month off of just cold outreaching. I would go to the same thing. I would do the same method. It works to this day. It still works. No one can now tell me that cold outreach doesn't work, because when I talk to a coach, right, there's a couple ways you're gonna get leads, right? But let me focus on the two right now. You're going to go get them through like outreach, content, ads, etc., or they're gonna come to you through, ads, right? Well, I wouldn't really say you go get them through ads, kind of, but you get the point, right? Just trying to keep it simple, right? It's like either you go get them or they come to you. Pretty simple, right? If you can't get them to see the right eyeballs to see you, right? Let's say you have a small audience, 500, 2,000 followers, right? And only like 1 to 3% of them are actually see your content when you post it, right? That's real time data. You can check that. You're like, if you look at all your followers, right? And you post a story, say you have a following count of 2,000, maybe 50 or 100 might see your story. Maybe a little more, just depends on the day. That's a whole different topic. You got to go get the leads. You got to go do the work. This coach has been struggling for years. And when they told me that, I'm like, the nerve. Like, I kind of, honestly, I use this, and I use this word when I'm about to say. Maybe I wouldn't, maybe I would say offended. Maybe that might not be the right, but maybe that's how I feel. When this coach told me that, like, they would want to do cold outreaching because, it just feels slimy, or they just, they don't want to work with that quality people. Like, who do you think you are? Like, if you have no money, if you have no clients, you should have no shame. Like, if you take away my ad budget today, you take away all my advertisement, you take away everything, all my client wins and everything, like, that is what I would do. And I would scale back to this point, no problem. It's just a pure volume game. No one can tell me that you cannot find your leads. You cannot. You can literally go get them to social media. Like, you know how crazy that is? Is like how many businesses went under like 10, 15, 20, 30 years ago because they couldn't get the right eyeballs to see them, right? The fact that you can literally go on Instagram, you can find your people and make a genuine connection is crazy to me. So that is literally the point of this video, where it's like you have to effectively understand that you got to go get the leads or they come to you. So it is. Typically, from what I've seen from most coaches that have a good ad budget, 30 to 50 to $100 per day. If you cannot spend that, right? Which most coaches can, they just don't want to because they have a limiting belief of ads, but that's a whole different topic. But if you can't spend that, then you got to go get them. You see, all the coaches that I've encountered, they do that. I'm sorry, the good coaches, the coaches that want to do the work, the coaches that just don't talk about it. Is it tough? Yes, it is. Is it a headache? Yes. Could you maybe outsource it to AI? Probably. You probably can. But it won't affect, as of right now, time of this video, it won't effectively, especially if you're just starting. If you're just starting, it won't effectively do it like you would do it. Because if you have no clients, therefore you have time. You have time to do it. Right? And honestly, I can tell you this for a fact. Some of you might be, oh my God, but it may take too long. Cold outreaching takes maybe like an hour or two per day. Like, I remember I would do 1 hour in the morning, 1 hour in the night. Instagram has limitations. I'm talking about Instagram, and then other platforms. Check your other platforms as well for limitations. It's not linear. I can't give you, hey, you can't send this many messages without being blocked. Like, trust your intuition on that one. Google that. That one I can't tell you. Every coach, every Instagram is different because it also just depends on the life of your Instagram handle. But this goes for Facebook, LinkedIn as well. Same thing. So that's the point of this video. Do the work. Do what's needed. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out. And also, if you made it to the end and you need help implementing any of this into your coaching business, go ahead and check the link down below so we can show you how to get guaranteed results working with us. If you qualify, you will go to my booking page and book a call with me directly. Have a great day.